to talk today about the pros, cons, and features of this Idoo Composter. I'll run a cycle and show you guys how it turns food waste into compost, and I'll finish the review today with whether or not I would purchase this again. The features of this reduced waste volume by 90%. It has an auto cleaning button down here. It takes only 4 to 8 hours to compost, which I don't know if you guys have ever done composting outside, but it takes me 1 year to 2 years to compost items. So this thing does it extremely quick, and it's quiet and odorless. We'll talk more about the odorless feature of this a little bit later. We'll start with the pros. So first of all, this has significantly reduced the amount of waste that is in my kitchen. My plants love it when I sprinkle this compost that this creates on their soil. They are super happy. It really is rather quiet as well. We'll run this at night. It doesn't bother us at all. So after dinner, we have scraps from dinner, if we've cut up vegetables or even leftover meat, we throw them in here and just let it run overnight. Last pro is that it's super easy to set up. It's super self-explanatory. There's only a couple buttons on it basically to lock and unlock, and then to start it, and then to clean it. So that is all there is to it. It's really easy to understand and really easy to use. All right, and on to the cons. Let's talk about the odorless feature that the listing says that this has. I really would not call this odorless. However, it does significantly reduce the amount of odor. So especially if you're putting like meat in here, you can definitely smell it. It does have a carbon filter that helps immensely, but when it's in the heating process of the composting, there is a scent that comes out of this. There is definitely no denying that. Another con would be eggshells. So eggshells don't really seem to get composted in here. It does grind them and turns them into really itty bitty pieces, but I wouldn't say that they're turned into compost like the rest of the items that I have tried in here, like vegetables and meat, actually seem to turn into a dirt material, where the eggshells, especially if I put a lot of eggshells in here, you can totally see them in between the dirt material. And last con is the back of this thing gets extremely hot. So I'll turn it around here. Right here, it vents out. And we usually, when we store this, we keep it kind of pushed up against the wall. When you want to use it, you're gonna need to pull that away from the wall because this gets just way too hot. I think it could be dangerous. All right, guys, I have some scraps left over that are in my fridge that need to either go in the garbage or in here. So I'm gonna throw them in here, and I'll go ahead and just show you guys how this works. We'll wait the 4 to 8 hours, depending on how long it takes for those items, and then I'll show you what it looks like. And then after that, I'll come back and just kind of tell you guys how I really feel about the product and whether I would recommend buying this. Gonna throw in some lettuce in there. I have some old fish that needs to go in there. And then some ground beef. Close the lid, lock it, and then just press the on button, and that's it. All right, you guys, and the composting process is done. It turned into almost nothing, which is crazy. I'll show you what this looks like. It looks like dirt. And then you can just take this right out, and then you can bring that over to your plants or wherever you're planning on using this compost. And it's kind of tricky to get this back in sometimes. You gotta get it in there just right. There we go. And that's it. Super easy. Turned out beautifully. So for my final thoughts here, I really would purchase this again after knowing what I know, and I would suggest this model to friends and family if they were looking for a convenient composter.